It's true, I've joined a walking group. Yes, me, the ponytailed pensioner. We're walking the wonderful River Wye. 12 stages to walk this beautiful river from its mountain source all the way down to the sea. And I'm with a great group of fellow walkers. So join us as we set out on another stage together, led by Ruth, who wrote the guidebook. On this walk we leave the middle Wye behind. The fertile Herefordshire plains, sleepy villages and cider country. And ahead lies the gorge of the lower Wye. And today's stage is all about the walk to Symonds Yat. The sun blazed as we set out from Ross-on-Wye under the cheerful guidance of 3 Ross ramblers, Keith, Pippa and Jane. We climbed straight up to the Iron Age fort on Chase Hill. The Wye Valley Walkers and I had climbed a good 400 or so feet to the near 600-foot summit at Chase Wood. Dense woodlands revealed an open clearing near the top, and we pondered matters Iron Age. Aside from our 3 leaders from Ross Ramblers, we had a very healthy mix of old and new members in our ever-fluid walking group. Soon we started the descent, heading due south towards the asparagus farm at Coughton. Before our scheduled coffee break, a surprise and a delight awaited on Howell Hill. Alex is home, and she provided a delicious apple cake for us to sample en route. Some of us had 2 slices. That is outstanding, Alex.
Oh, you haven't tried it yet?
I'm going to try it.
Oh, that's gooey.
Oh, it's lovely.
It is moist.
Gooey.
It is gooey.
Thank you.
On we marched, stopping for coffee in a vineyard on Bull's Hill. It felt very fairy tale-like in these parts. Suitably replete with cakes and coffee, we set off in a more southwesterly direction towards our first contact with our river, the mighty, wonderful Wye. I'm rarely ahead of the group here at Kern Bridge. I'm ahead of Keith, and that's something of a miracle. Crossing the Wye here and heading that way down the Wye Gorge. And I have to say that this stretch between Ross-on-Wye, where we started, and Symonds Yat Rock, where we're headed, is truly sublime. Now, Kern Bridge is a beauty, as was the walking so far. This is an important bridging point and was once a rail crossing too. Now, alas, just a road. In former times, farm produce, timber and iron ore would have crossed right here, tourists too. Most of this industry is now long gone, and I thought about that as I tramped on. And on the higher ground we got our first distant sighting of Goodrich Castle, a fine, yet again Norman ruin. We were promised lunch at Welsh Bicknor Chapel. It turned out to be a late one. Well, we're down by the Wye here, on our way to Welsh Bicknor Church for lunch. And it's well gone 12:30. Yeah. And Bryony is behind me with Jane. And I know they're hungry because they've done nothing but talk about food the entire way from Kern Bridge. And they're still going. That is 20 solid minutes of food discussion.
I got my lunch.
And we lunched as planned at Welsh Bicknor with its old church and some noisy youths lodging in the nearby youth hostel. Well, we're deep into stage 10, just had a very late lunch outside this beauty, the church at Welsh Bicknor. So time to go and join the rest of the Wye Valley crew as we leave this really ridiculously handsome spot. The Wye Valley Way, our route, was impacted today by a temporary, we hope, closure. A closure of the bridge at Guidebook. a place with a once upon a time great cable works, famous for producing undersea telegraph cables. Hard to believe that this was once a valley alive with early industry, forges, wire drawing, ironworks, the clang of hammer and anvil echoing through these woods. Today, there's almost no trace. Nature has healed over the scars, and walkers like us can stride along where once folk laboured in fire and smoke. I think this industrial past adds a melancholy to the landscape, a melancholy that I think about a lot when I walk here, and today is no exception. We were rerouted, and what a delight this was. Okay, my legs didn't think so, as once again we climbed several hundred, probably around 500 feet, to the gloriously lofty 621-foot summit of Coppet Hill. Wow! We enjoyed some time here marvelling at the panoramic views on this early autumn day. Not for the first time did I begin to wonder why was it that we didn't live in this glorious area. Well, we're on the descent phase from Coppet's Hill, and I have to say, if there's a more scenic viewpoint on the whole of the Wye Valley, then let me know about it, because that was absolutely spectacular. Descent mode engaged once again, and down towards the village of Goodrich we went, and a whistle signal saw us safely across Huntston Bridge, our final Wye crossing for stage 10. Here the River Wye flows around a northward facing horseshoe bend, and we had to walk upriver for a mile or more across the meadows towards the wooded gorge itself, and Huntston Hill with Symonds Yat Rock still perched high above this. Yep, walking fans, yet another climb. This is the beginning of the climb, is it?
Yeah.
This is the beginning of the end.
Yes.
How are we feeling about the beginning of the end, everybody? We passed a rather gorgeous, if somewhat remote cottage with some rather odd garden ornaments. Once again, I got very strong Blair Witch Project vibes. Well, Keith just reported that was the hardest bit. Now, bear in mind, this is somebody who said we got 45 minutes to the chapel and it took us an hour and a half. Yet now we're doing this. Look at that. Bloody vertical. Quick ascent has to be said, it gets the pain over with. I can't slacken off the pace because I know I've got somebody right up me jacksie. We're nearly at the top. This is marvellous. And glorious autumnal sunshine. Well, I can definitely say without fear of favour that stage 10, Ross-on-Wye, up to Symonds Yat Rock, is a sublime walking experience. Do yourself a favour, do it. Symonds Yat Rock, Walk's End. Just 2 more stages to complete the whole darn thing of walking the River Wye from source to sea. We drank in the views, thought about today, and a walk that was rich in history and full of hints of what lies ahead. From here, the river will twist and turn through its wooded gorge and past a ruined abbey all the way down to Chepstow. But standing here at Symonds Yat, looking down at the shining loop of the river, you feel you've reached one of the great highlights of the whole Wye Valley Way. Thank you for watching this Wye Valley walking video. There's 2 more stages of our Wye Valley source to sea walk to go. In the meantime, there's plenty of videos on my YouTube channel, so why not hit the like and subscribe button? And remember, follow me. I'm Steve, the ponytailed pensioner.